Here are more surprising facts about Australia.
Wow!
The world's purest air is found in Tasmania. The island of Tasmania is the ideal location to experience the great outdoors, with air as pure as Antarctica and almost one-third of the state being a national park or a World Heritage Site. There are trails and walking tracks all across the island, and the paths along the shore provide breathtaking views of Wineglass Bay and the Bay of Fires. It is an utopia for walkers. Try kayaking, mountain biking, or exploring the island's caverns if strolling isn't your thing. The biodiversity in Tasmania's lush farmland is an extension of the uncommon animals of Australia, including the eastern quoll, which is now believed to be extinct on the mainland. On an Indian Pacific line is the longest straight train track in the world. There are many spectacular rail journeys in Australia. The magnificent Blue Mountains, the desert, and the jagged Flinders Ranges are all traversed by the Indian Pacific, a railway that connects Sydney and Perth and spans the entire country. Fine dining, museum visits, and taking in the magnificent cityscape are all must-do activities in Adelaide. When you continue traveling, you will first pass by Perth's verdant Avon Valley before crossing the Nullarbor Plain, where the straight portion of the route is located. A terrific way to enjoy the Indian Pacific's opulent amenities while taking in the variety of Australian landscapes is to ride it. Australia is the only continent without a live volcano. In theory, a volcano can be found on every continent. Australia doesn't, however, have any active volcanoes. This is due to long-term topography changes that have separated the continent from the tectonic plates. These volcanoes can no longer erupt due to a lack of lava. Melbourne was known for a period as Batmania, and you can still visit Batman Park in Melbourne. John Batman was a successful farmer in northern Tasmania who desired for more grazing land. He entered Port Phillip Bay on May 29, 1835, and landed at Indented Head. He traveled around the bay during the course of the following week, making his first halt at Corio Bay, which is close to the modern city of Geelong, and continuing up the Yarra and Maribyrnong rivers to the north of the bay. In what are now Melbourne's northern suburbs, he traveled a great deal. In appreciation of these and other services to the monarch, it was briefly suggested that the colony be renamed Batmania. However, Melbourne was finally selected. Queen Victoria, after whom the state of Victoria is named, decided on the name Melbourne in 1837. The second Viscount Melbourne, British Prime Minister and advisor to given this honor. Did you know that Sydney and Melbourne were unable to agree on which city should serve as the capital, hence Canberra was chosen? But according to contemporary historians, neither Melbourne nor Sydney were ever seriously considered for the role of capital. According to Canberra historian, the Sydney-Melbourne idea is false and essentially a hoax. The capital may theoretically be located in any state. A provision that was inserted to the Constitution after it was finalised states that the capital must be in New South Wales. Australia's fourth Prime Minister pushed for the inclusion of the clause because he threatened to prevent Sydney from joining the Federation if it wasn't chosen.